Welcome. Namaste. Last Wednesday, I did a walkthrough of the Pip Speak Tarot by Kitten Shops. And today, I thought I would look at this deck alongside another very cute Tarot de Marseille, contemporary Tarot de Marseille called the Marshmallow. And the Marshmallow is by the Wandering Oracle by Jorge. It's linked below. I think his website is presently on a break, but I know this deck does get reprinted from time to time. And yeah, so I thought just we would go through the two decks. I'll just comment on differences, the way that the two creators have picked up perhaps on Tarot de Marseille 1, Tarot de Marseille 2, anything that is particularly unique or overtly contemporary. One of the questions is, can you read with these kinds of decks as Tarot de Marseille? And I'm not sure that I have opinion on that yet. I have a whole year to explore this, and so let's do this, okay? All right, and I'm going to go through the Fool. And you'll notice that Marshmallow is Le Fou and the older title from... Okay, so this is a good indication. Good question, that because La Motte is the older title for the Fool. Generally, you'll see, I believe, the La Motte in Tarot de Marseille 1, Le Fou in a little bit later decks. We have full pants, fully clothed. And the one on the right is, I will be going through and comparing older decks, like actual Tarot de Marseille as well too. So let's just do these two contemporary ones. And then over time, I'll begin to explore and mix the old and the new, okay? One thing that I appreciate in the Pipspeak Tarot is the clear titles. And I know if you are new to Tarot de Marseille, it's really frustrating. Sometimes it's very hard to read titles. Letters are omitted. They're in these funky fonts and so forth. Welcome, Laura. There is, I believe, okay, so the where and how the Fool is looking in the Pipspeak is very classic, like as opposed to in the Marshmallow, the magician is not looking to the left, sort of more focused on his work. So that's something that's different. La Papesse. The Marshmallow is really nice travel deck. It's really little. You think Pipspeak is little. This one's smaller. Pipspeak is a very it feels like a very expensive deck, and I would not want to damage it. I would not be reading with it when I was traveling. I love the touches that Zara has put into this deck, like all the stars down here. Now that's something that is unique to her deck. The one thing in common that these two decks have done is to switch up the traditional colors of the Tarot de Marseille. So I don't know how you feel about that, L'Imperatrice. I don't know if I have done a side by side of the Maria Celia and the Marshmallow Marseille. They are very similar. Honestly, Laura, I think it is just a like a time, an era. It is a and also because we are talking about this transition from northern Italy into France, and then we had the decks that were created in Lyon and Piedmont and different places. I think it's just a regional thing. So, as you begin to study the Tarot de Marseille and work with contemporary decks, it's really interesting to see the blend of styles. The blend of styles. So, in the Pope card, we have the triple cross scepter here in both of these, but we had the different name for the Fool. So they're um, these creators are blending energies, right? Blending traditions. That's what I meant to say. Okay, I can't see if the blindfold, no blindfold. Notice in this one how the girlfriend is looking to us and not. Okay, so that is a creative license. I think traditionally there's quite a circle of energy in this card, in that Cupid is piercing the girlfriend who's looking at the mother, the son is looking at the mother's looking at the girlfriend. But the marshmallow is different. Perhaps we're going to have to look at the way that the leaf is styled, because it doesn't really look like we have a canopy in the Marshmallow Marseille on the top. Usually the curtain style is compared and contrasted with the scalloped edges. And this one is a very, is unique to the major arcana in this deck, um, with the intensity of color and the blue canopy being so prominent. Less yellow in the card. La Justice. And if you read or you've been reading with either of these decks, let me know if you have any thoughts. Interesting. I have been looking at the layers of the clothing. Hello, Christine. Um, I've been looking at the layers of clothing in the hermit, and traditionally the inside layer of the hermit is green, and I'm wondering why Zara didn't pick up on that. I know she's got her own color palette going, but that's interesting. So when working with a contemporary Marseille, it's not going to have the same um, the colors, the fresh colors, the different colors, they are going to make an impression. Okay, now look at the wheel. Traditionally, the wheel goes counterclockwise, and the marshmallow is definitely doing that. I think they're both doing that. La Force. Pipspeak is more, what would you say, embellished? Much more embellished. Le Pendu. And I don't know if the intention here is that Le Pendu is very serious or angry or what Zara had in mind with the facial expression on Le Pendu. And the arms are behind in both of these. I really don't like the decks that have the creepy little fingers over the shoulders. We'll look at some of those later on. The Nameless Arcanum, which is named in the Marshmallow Marseille. Now, this is creative license because Zara has turned the skeleton to face for you this way, to face the right, which is a Waitesmith thing, not a Marseille thing. And of course, I haven't gone through all my Marseille decks, so this is something I'll be looking for. To the best of my knowledge, Marseille for sure. To the best of my knowledge, for sure. To the best of my knowledge, Marseille is read from left to right. French is read from left to right. Italian is read from left to right. So that direction is implied. Whereas that is more questionable in when you're working with Golden Dawn decks, with the application of Hebrew or possible interpretation of Hebrew. Okay, so here, this is another example of blending, right? Blending. So we have, I do have my notes here. So the face on the belly, the face on the knees is very Tarot de Marseille 1. And the faceless belly is more contemporary. Le Diable. And this is a card that Laura says, interesting that Zara's strength has a barefoot, but not temperance. I missed that. This is a card that I want to pull out in a whole bunch of decks. There's some really interesting articles on Tarot de Marseille interpretations of this card. I'm just rereading Jean-Claude Flournoy's book, Seeing the World. Very, I forgot how many layers, different layers he brings in there. Oh, and also, so I've been watching videos, reading books. The square, androgynous body that we see sometimes in this card as well as the world card. Some people interpret this as a masculine energy. Man, long hair, well built. The pecs are showing, as opposed to breasts, because there is a square waist. Um, and I definitely think this one skews to the feminine. But and do we have? Did Zara put 8? She got 9 stars. The main one, and then 8. One, two, three, four, or one, or is that a plant? That's a tree, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess not. It's still 7. Okay, my favorite card in the Marshmallow Marseille. It's just really beautiful. Both have forward-facing moons. I am not sure about the counting. Okay. Oh, Christine, the CBD death card is facing to the right. Okay, so that is a contemporary Marseille. I'll have to read Bendoff's book again. That's another one I'm going to have to reread. Sun. So Marshmallow, and I didn't notice on earlier ones, Marshmallow is applying a later variation of Roman numerals as well too. And using X1X instead of XV1111. These look pretty close. And Zara's colored, right? The humans, the humans are like they're not they don't have gray skin. And that's something that we should look at as I go through and compare and contrast these cards, is the color of the skin in this card. And then actually, you know what I should do when I'm doing these walkthroughs is put the Fool last, because the Fool really comes last, doesn't it? One is Le Bateleur. I was just looking at Jodorowsky's book just before I came on, and because I was rereading the numerology section, and I forgot that, and I don't know if it's always interpreted this way, but you know how when you're reading with Waite Smith that, oops, oh gosh, I'm sorry. We have, so let's go around the wheel. So we have Taurus, fixed earth, and Leo, and fire, and the eagle is a higher form of Scorpio, water, and the water bearer, the angel, is associated with Aquarius, fixed air. However, in Tarot de Marseille, that's different. So whether these are evangelical or however you're going to interpret them, whether it's just receptive and active energy, and in Jodorowsky's book, this is what I was reading. So the cards are divided in half this way. Receptive is on the left, masculine is on the right, active is on the right. So that therefore this is water. And so the angel is water, and the eagle is air. And I know that that would sit a lot better with some Waite Smith people as well too. Okay. I can't imagine. Too many changes here. I have been looking, cross comparing the number of yods and to see if there's a pattern. But if you look at Marseille, I don't know, I didn't count them up if in total there's the same number there and if that is symbolic or not. But you'll notice they both are held in the right hand, which I think is the most important, as well as the narrowing at the bottom and the opening at the top, which is opposite to the swords. Yeah, that ace is really, it's really something. Okay. I am, so if you are looking at the Roman numerals, then in many of the cards, many Marseille cards, you will know what is top and what is bottom. However, in the twos, for example, unless there is a difference in the artwork, you won't know what is up and what is down. And I was noticing in some of Zara's cards, they are not they're not reversible. So both sides are a little bit different. And I know that in my Marseille decks, sometimes things get really mixed up as far as what is up and what is down. But if you look at the Marshmallow Marseille, that is way more reversible than what is in Zara's deck. So Zara's deck, I think it has an up and a down. Even though the threes of the Roman numeral could be read either way. So let me know, in the comments later, watching the playback. Um, does this matter to you when you're reading Tarot de Marseille? Do you even pay attention to reversals? And so it's interesting that Zara didn't, in some of the cards, but not all of them, make the patterns reversible. So, for example, there's little growths on the branches down there, but not up here at the top. And also you can tell with the fives, of course, which way they're supposed to go, which way is up and which way is down. Honestly, I think both of these decks are really beautiful. And okay, so here's another something that I just noticed. I've got, this is wrong. This is 7, this is 6. 5, 4, 5, 6. 5, that's 7. That's 8. Okay, I don't know what happened to 6. Sorry, I just want to look at something. Just bear with me here. That's 5. If I don't find it right away, I won't fuss. Okay, so let's get on to the 7 then. Sorry. I was noticing something that was different, but it's different numbers. Can you read? Is it okay to read into the artistic license of a deck? Or in Marseille is 7 of Wands a 7 of Wands? I think this is something worthy of discussion. And what is going through my mind right now is the uneven. So on the bottom, you see the wands are all even. And then on the top, it's like when you draw short straws, they're different lengths. So in Zara's deck, the honor or the court cards have their own coloration. And I've got the wrong card here. This is the Cavalier, not the Valet. It's like she's created another suit with the honor, with the court cards. There you go. Oh, no, that's the Cavalier with the horse. There's the Wren. Sorry. Hmm. And like you, Laura, I'm always intrigued with the changes in spelling and the names, and I'm pretty sure Roi is spelled ROI, and I don't know where this ROY spelling comes from. So that sort of mystifies me. Yeah. Okay. Um, I don't know if you want to go through all of them, but I'll go through a little more quickly. And this Ace of Cups is really, really stunning. It's really stunning. I mean, I've always loved the Ace of Cups in the Tarot de Marseille. The more opulent, the better. I know that we're looking at Jerusalem in some of them. What is your email? info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com. info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com. I should have it here somewhere. There is my website. So it's just info at the website. I don't know if I have just the email there. Okay, you're welcome. Now I gotta hide that banner. Where is it? That's so funny. Now I gotta turn it off. Sadhana. Oh my goodness, there it is. Okay, hide. All right, so let's go through the cups. Oh, and also, so where there's been creative license in the minors, in a lot of the contemporary Tarot de Marseille, where the signature is put, where the name is put, and things like that. And I just, oh my goodness, I love these cards. And I'm starting really gently on Tuesdays to start reading with Tarot de Marseille, and I'm going to only be reading with it on Tuesdays. So if you want to see me reading with these cards, be sure to tune in on Tuesdays for readings. And then, of course, cups, right? Cups, you can't really reverse. Well, you know what is up and what is down with the cups. Yeah. Let me go back to the comments. All Zara's cups are gorgeous. They are. They're really beautiful. I am so happy I ordered this deck. Really, really happy. And I have to say that both of these creators have done a really good job about not, oh, thank you for that, about not um, taking too much creative license. Keeping the lid on the top cup. Yeah. Valet. Cavalier. And this is, I think this is very, is this from Noblet or Dodal, some of the older ones that have these, like the nipples on the clothing? And the King of Cups. So yeah, so they're both, it's great. They're both very true to um the tradition, except for color. Okay, except for color. All right. And so I think this is a really good conversation. And I'm going to talk about swords on a Friday, just the swords. But as far as I know, in the Waitsmith, the sword is held in the right hand. And in the Marseille, the sword is held in the left hand, connecting the sword to the left side, to the receptive side, to the mind, to the intuition, which has, if you read that into it, takes a very different energy. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I've been going through all kinds of decks because I want to also contrast and compare other pip decks with Marseille to see which ones are maintaining the shape and so forth. And you know what caught my eye? I don't have it anymore, is the painted tarot. So if you have the painted tarot, take it out and just have a look at the shapes of the swords and the wands, because something caught my eye in that um, it felt like it wanted to maintain a tradition of sorts. I think the swords are pretty beautiful too. I think there's also an opportunity to, if you want to read something into the viola or the pansy, if you know something about it, I can see myself in these contemporary decks allowing the floral, not just the way it contains and it releases, but also the actual flowers themselves to carry meaning. So creative license here in the nine. So the nine, traditionally, the ninth sword is up and down. And in the marshmallow, notice how it's facing at a different angle. It's almost like it sets up the pattern for the 10. I actually think I've watched that video now that I look at the title. I'm sure there's several videos out there on YouTube about the hidden mysteries of Tarot de Marseille and the valet, but that is the cavalier. Well, I'll have to skip over it. There's a cavalier. And so far, these haven't been mixed up at all. They're all going in the same direction. Reine and Roi. Ooh, now eyes. There's something about eyes in Tarot de Marseille that, I mean, because I have studied Tarot de Marseille before, that is something I definitely pay more attention to in Waite Smith than when I had studied Waite Smith and not looked at Marseille before, if that makes sense. Eyes, facial expressions, the way the knees are going, when the lower body's going one way and the upper body's going the other. I love this. I've always paid good attention there for sure. Okay, now I don't know if I put this particular suit in order. Oh dear. Okay, well, let's just look at the few of them because I don't know if they're in order. And coins. Coins. Maybe I can. Oh, I found some of the missing cards. Okay, so they weren't missing. Cavalier, Valet, Wa. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 10, 9, 8, and there's the Valet of Swords. Okay. This is my favorite suit, I think, in Tarot de Marseille. And it's because of reading with Tarot de Marseille that I love decks like Pagan Otherworlds or very lightly illustrated Waite Smith inspired decks. It's because of reading Tarot de Marseille that it just provides a simpler lens and doesn't overcomplicate. All right, so here's a question for you. Is the Three of Cups receptive or active? You know what I mean? So if you can determine ups and downs in your not cups, in your Threes of Pentacles, have a look and see if the shape is traditionally a cup shape or a blade shape. Okay, so this is interesting because the way that Zara has done the artwork here, these two and these two are isolated from the rest. In the Marshmallow, they are all separated. They're all unique. None of them are connected. Okay, and the final quartz or honor, Valet de Denier. Cavalier. Hmm. Both of these queens of coins are, wow, really opulent, really opulent. Laura, you say active for the three of coins. Okay. Now that's interesting. That's interesting because coins and cups are receptive. So I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to start really having a look at as I'm going through decks to see which way they go. Okay, and then the final card is the king of coins. And so last week I made a comment about the kitten. No, it's not kitten chops. It's Pip Speak Tarot, about the extra cards, and I put them to the side, and I did go back to the guidebook, and yes, they are explained in the guidebook. And one is a replacement, an alternate moon card. Another one is an alternate card. Um, so yeah, but I put them away. I won't be reading. I won't be reading with them. I'm not sure that I want to have extra cards in a Tarot de Marseille unless I was replacing one with another. But I just love the moon card in Tarot de Marseille, so I wouldn't replace it. I think it was a shadow child card or something. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate your input, the links, the comments. Um, yes. Uh, you know, yes, because threes as a number are active because they're odd, and yet the suit is receptive. So, yes, good point. Um, all of this is, it's such a brilliant blending of information, and yeah, so thanks. Lots more to come. And I'll see some of you on Friday. So, Friday, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the wands and share contemporary Tarot de Marseille wand cards, along with the wands from a couple of pip decks as well too, and look at the impact of, or the influence. What I want to look at, I want to look at how to interpret these less illustrated minors, and what the changing shapes and how the changing shapes affect the reading. So yeah, so wands will be Friday conversation. Thank you so much for being here. Take good care of yourselves. Appreciate the your input. Namaste.